D'Ambrosio, Shea Serrano, Juliette Litton, and Kevin O'Connor. We made it 2 days of NBA Previewpalooza, but we're not done yet. No! Awards. We got to give out some awards. We got to make some predictions. But we got to get on this news. We just did a whole, I can't read. We did a whole video. Man. Yeah. We did a whole video about NBA beefs. Beef is real in Chicago.
It's so real.
It's Chicago beef.
It sounds like it might be a little bit too real.
I'm not making fun of this. Yeah. This is actually I'm a very serious reporter voice.
That's your serious voice?
Yeah. This is like my, like Sam Donaldson
Violence
voice.
is wrong, guys.
Yeah.
Never
Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic apparently got into an altercation.
Robert Portis.
Is it? Did I
well, I just think in this kind of situation.
Okay.
You want to go formal.
Yeah. They, from what we know so far, Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic had an altercation at a Bulls practice on Tuesday. That's today. And whatever happened, an alleged cheap shot from Portis on Mirotic, that's what we're seeing online. Mirotic is out indefinitely.
With a fractured bone in his face.
That's serious.
That's really serious.
That's not your normal, everyday pushing and shoving, I'll tell you that. What do we think of this? This is wild. It's not a good way for the Bulls to start their season.
I guess in some sense it's not surprising for the Bulls. A team in chaos for the last several years. Yeah, but this is bad. It's terrible.
It's kind of like the Geno Smith incident, right? Remember that? The Geno Smith thing in the locker room?
Yeah. It's exactly like that.
It's
probably worse.
It's probably worse. I'm not trying to make light of it. I mean, this is tough for Mirotic.
Yeah.
Indefinite is wild.
Cheap shot means what?
That Mirotic didn't have time to defend himself?
Yeah.
So he was looking the other way and
yeah.
Portis came up, or was it like an elbow in the course of play?
I think, who knows? I mean, I presume it will come out over the next couple of hours. This news just broke.
Does this make Lowry Markkanen the starter? Not to talk about basketball.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
What does this mean for your fantasy team?
Is Markkanen the starter now on opening night?
I don't even know.
We have to mourn first, man.
Because Portis is going to obviously face some sort of disciplinary action, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's that. We've also got this hilarious story going on in Oklahoma City that I really wanted to touch on briefly, which is that they have filled their last roster spot, am I correct in saying, with PJ Dozier, right?
Yes, that's the one.
And that they have given PJ, young Peach, number 35. Number 35. What did Oklahoma City number 35? Why does that ring some bells for me?
I feel like somebody's worn that number in the past, but I can't remember who it was. I don't.
Charles Oakley.
Was it Oakley? Was it Oak?
Reggie Lewis. Apparently, he's wearing it as a tribute to Reggie Lewis.
Kevin Durant was wearing 35 as a tribute to Reggie Lewis.
No. PJ Dozier.
PJ Dozier was, but I'm just saying.
Who's Kevin Durant?
Exactly. Look, I don't think I like the Thunder a lot, but I do not think that this is the move, man.
No.
This is Russell's idea.
As a Russ fan, let's not blame him for everything that's petty.
I'm not blaming. I'm just
I'm
calling this what it is.
Okay, well, I actually have a take, which is that I don't think his cat T-shirt was actually like a...
Get out of here.
I don't.
No chance. You're crazy.
I don't.
100%.
It's
That's exactly what it was.
100% him.
He's too smart.
It was totally
He's too smart.
So what about the photographer's vest?
That was a shady thing. Yeah. But the cat shirt is just like, I don't know. I don't believe it. I just don't. In my heart.
If he had any other cat-based content out there,
He's literally
maybe.
never worn
Seriously.
anything.
He's never suggested I'm a cat guy.
Yeah,
Anything. By the way, while we're here, if you have questions for any of these cats or me, hashtag NBA Palooza on Twitter. We're going to be going through the awards that will be given out at the end of the year. We're going to make our predictions for those. We'll make our predictions for the final four teams and the last two teams and the last team standing, a.k.a. the conference finalists, the finalists, and the champion of the NBA.
Cool.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Sure.
Why don't we start with some MVP debate? Because I know that Pat and the social guys, they threw out the poll question for people about who they think will be the MVP. So why don't we just run around the room? Kevin O'Connor, who's your MVP for this year? LeBron. Juliette?
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, my God.
Well, get that
Thanks,
out of here. What a reversal here.
What about you?
Steph.
I'm going LeBron.
Kevin Durant.
No way.
Okay.
So I have a question about the Durant-Steph thing.
How dare you do that dismissive look after picking Kyrie Irving?
I have really good reasoning for it. I really do.
Why don't you start with you?
Yeah.
What's up with
We should
Kyrie?
go with this.
I think the problem with Kevin Durant is he won't get as many touches necessarily as he needs for his MVP case, whereas Kyrie will get the ball constantly. Like occasionally he'll pass it to Gordon Hayward when seems appealing. And he has such a huge chip on his shoulder. Like this is his time.
Who does, Kyrie?
Yeah, he's a lot to prove. I just think that he wants to show everyone that he can be the number one, and therefore will be positioning himself to
And
win.
he'll be the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Of the whole league.
Yeah.
Like, not of the Celtics, of the entire. of
I think that what
of
happens
all
is
of the players on all of the teams.
here's the thing, though. Kyrie, I think, might have a better shot at it than Durant and Curry, just because the Warriors guys are always going to be like competing for the same award. It's tough to like separate who's
And
the guy on that
They won't
team.
play enough minutes. Like they'll play like 28 minutes a game and then rest for the fourth quarter.
So why do you think Durant is just
Because he's going. The thing you saw in the series against the Golden State when they were up 3-1, and then in the playoffs last year, he's going to amp up his defensive presence, just using his length in ways that will really alter games. In addition to being the deadliest scorer in the league.
And you think Steph's on the comeback?
I do. Steph, to me, very much feels like the essence of the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first guy I think of when I think of the Warriors and the way that they play. It's Steph Curry. He's in his prime, just like Stevie Kerr was saying.
Yeah.
He's angry. it's coming.
You can see how angry he is.
Yeah.
You're not.
He's not angry.
How come you didn't pick Kawhi?
Because I'm like reverse jinxing everything.
You're okay.
That's the dice I'm rolling this time.
Who's an outsider pick for this? So we've got Steph, KD, LeBron, Kyrie, outsider pick to some extent. We're talking a little bit about Kawhi, who's a Vegas favorite.
It's got to be Giannis, right?
Giannis.
If the Bucks have a big year, if Giannis starts hitting threes, I mean, he has to be maybe the guy where people have LeBron fatigue, they have Warriors fatigue. Kyrie might not put up big enough numbers. Westbrook's numbers go down. Harden's numbers go down. Then maybe Giannis just slips in there. He's the MVP.
He's wearing a Giannis shirt while he argues
I know.
for Giannis.
He's very on brand. How many games would Joel Embiid have to play to win the MVP if he continues to perform at the statistical level?
60.
Yeah. That's
60? I think that's low. I think he needs
Yeah.
more than 60 to win.
75.
He has to get out of that 16-minute-a-game minutes limit, probably. But
60 spread out over, like, if it wasn't like a block of missing games.
That's missing a quarter of the season.
What's the most that an MVP has missed?
Wow.
Great question.
I'm pretty sure
anybody
Bill
on
Walton.
Twitter knows that.
I'm pretty sure it's Bill Walton when he won it.
Okay.
Did you learn that for your book?
I did. I wrote a book.
Basketball and other
Basketball
things?
and other things.
Andy Clark on Facebook wants to know how none of us picked Harden Revenge MVP.
Because
Not enough touches.
That's a solid
no.
point.
Too much Chris Paul dribbling around and screaming at him?
I mean, like, Harden is the MVP of the club.
Sure.
Of the nightclub.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
Duck
nightclub.
Club.
The
Duck Club.
All clubs.
Yeah.
What about John Wall?
Wow.
I don't think they'll win enough games.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think,
Thunder didn't win that many games.
I know, but I think that there's like a cyclical nature to MVP where I think, every once in a while they'll try something out like, well, you can't not give it to Russ because of what he did.
he also had the first triple-double since Oscar Robertson.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
and people fell in love with that.
Yeah,
Like, that was a big part
I
of it.
did. Does anybody here not fall in love with that?
Sean Fantasy.
That's right.
I fell in love with it, and then as soon as he won the MVP, Jordan Brand released a really good animated commercial with a good jingle about
Yeah,
him
he
winning
was.
it, and I'll never forget that little jingle, so I'll always think of that season fondly.
Some more coming in from social media on the MVP talk. Kyrie with something to prove. LeBron doesn't care about the regular season. Durant and Curry will split votes with each other. Wow.
Who is
The
this
Juliet
guy?
Army.
Yes, who is it? Who said it?
This guy named Matt J on YouTube.
Matt J. Thank you so much.
Pat is telling us
brother.
that as far as social, it looks like on Twitter you guys are voting interesting. LeBron got 31%, Durant got 18%, Russ got 8%, 43% other. So I wonder who's out there that could be
Steph.
taking up these votes. I guess it would be
It's
Dwight
Steph.
Howard.
Interesting
Yeah.
that LeBron's leading that.
Hall of Famer
I know.
Dwight
I
Howard.
feel like this could be the resurgence of LeBron as kind of the MVP in the eyes of the voters.
As far as I'm concerned, it's LeBron's award. Everybody else is just borrowing
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Okay, so let's move on to Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
We spent a lot of time talking about rookies this summer. A lot of time analyzing this draft class. Who you got for Rookie of the Year?
Well, I'm on record because of the court case that I argued in front of Judge Shea Serrano, so I think it's Lonzo Ball.
Okay. I got Dragon Ball Z, Darren Fox.
That's a great name. I'm going with Jason Alonzo. It's just too famous.
I also selected De'Aaron Fox, but I kind of think Dennis Smith Jr. will get more opportunities than everyone, so he will be the pole position.
Ben Simmons, because voters love volume
Thank
and
God
not big
you
numbers.
picked Jason Tatum.
Vegas has him as like 30-1, like fourth best odds.
I know, he's
Like, and
starting.
Are they trying to bait people into wasting their money on him? Jeez.
I don't know. I mean, what about an outsider rookie? Anybody who's like deeper in the draft that maybe nobody is talking about right now, but could pop up as like the most important rookie of the year?
I mean, like, I had like some dark horse rookies that are like super dark horse. I had Frankie Nicotine, Bogdanovich. These guys aren't going to win the award, but maybe they throw themselves into the conversation.
Yeah,
Monk
like,
is a
Monk
good pick.
is starting now, too.
Yeah,
It's a great
Batum
basketball
out.
all
name,
the
too.
Monk stock.
Yeah, with Batum out, maybe he steps up big
Yeah.
time early
What
in the
about
year.
Kuzma?
I don't think so.
Guys, I'm so excited for this Lakers.
Do you think it's more likely that Kuzma could win Rookie of the Year or become a mayor of Los Angeles?
Mayor of Los Angeles, to be honest?
It's in play.
Also, particularly because Mayor Eric Garcetti might have some designs on bigger jobs, so that it could be opening
Wow.
up. You know.
You heard it here first.
Well, I read it in Politico.
We have a YouTube comment
say.
from John Ty Prakya, who I think might just be a Tate Frazier burner account. Any chance OG or John Collins wins Rookie of the Year?
Tate loves John Collins.
Any chance?
I mean, it's all about volume numbers. I don't think it's there for OG. Maybe it is for John Collins. though.
On Twitter, the poll is saying Ben Simmons. I've always loved Twitter. And I've always said, when you want to know the truth, you go to Twitter. Ben Simmons, 35%. Dennis Smith Jr., 27%. Lonzo, 23%. De'Aaron Fox, 15%. So let's take a couple more questions. Remington Morrow says Monk is a dark horse. Varun asks, who will be the biggest All-Star Game snubs in the stacked
Wow,
West?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
So the obvious candidate is Lillard. Right?
He's
He's out.
definitely out.
He's definitely
He's
out.
definitely out.
But he's also
Jimmy
going to make
Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Gone.
Interesting.
Gone.
I think some of the hipster favorites also will not make it.
Like who?
Like Jokic. Maybe like.
Oh yeah, Jokic is a couple years away. I'm still sometimes I'm like, if I ever seen Jokic play in more than like a 10-second burst. Haley was calling them. Denver was like such a highlight team. It's like I gotta actually watch Jokic more this year.
Melo.
Melo might get voted in though by the fans, and then it's gonna be someone else who gets snubbed. Like you always gotta consider like the people who are voting.
Melo
you
just
know?
made it last year after someone got hurt though in the
Yeah.
East.
It's true.
So I
That's
don't know
true.
if he can make
That's
it.
a good point.
Someone who got hurt that he took their spot.
I forget.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
he because the last year the banana boat was not represented at All Star.
So
for
here's
LeBron.
another question for this All-Star game on the West. Who will get picked last?
They won't let us know.
They have to let us
They
know.
won't let us know.
It'll get out.
They gotta.
Somebody's.
If Shams knows that freaking
Shams,
Shams just got rocked in practice, we're gonna need to know who got picked
Like
last.
Shams, like in a garbage can, like it's something like it goes up and he's just like watching.
Joel Embiid's gonna tweet it. He's gonna tweet.
Joel's
all
definitely
the
gonna
picks.
break the cone of silence.
Well, he'll be a rookie. So I mean,
Who
All-Star.
gets
Yeah.
picked last is fascinating.
Is that supposed to happen privately? I mean,
They haven't said. If they don't
haven't said that.
televise it, I will feel personally first.
I kind
Why
of
would
feel
they
like
not
the players
televise it?
union, this sounds like ridiculous, but the players union should be like, that cannot get out. That must not get out.
Yeah, but then they helped advocate for the change. Like all the players are excited about it.
Yeah, but you can't. It's just the bad feeling.
Don't
This is
It's
what's gonna
some
happen. This is what's
weird
gonna
thing
happen.
that's
I
coming
think
out.
Steph will be captain, and he'll pick all the Warriors first because he's a good guy. Yeah, it won't be that fun.
I would have said Kyrie was going to be last pick, but one of the Warriors is going to be one of the captains. They're picking Kyrie.
Definitely.
So I don't know who's last.
Westbrook.
You tell me. Westbrook. Westbrook is a solid pick for
I
probably
think
last.
he has friends though.
Chris Paul.
Does he make it even?
LeBron
He's gotta make it.
picks Chris Paul.
Yeah,
He
you're
did
right.
make it
Okay,
last
you're
year.
right. LeBron picks
He's picking Chris Paul. He's picking Russell Westbrook just out of spite
Right.
to
Griffin.
the Warriors.
It's one of those two,
I don't
like
even know if Blake's gonna. Would
Blake
Blake
will
get
make-
voted in?
I think he will.
Blake could
will
be a
get
snub.
voted.
Okay, so let's move on to Coach of the Year, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this because one of the, do you give Coach of the Year to the Kerr Pop crew who just knock out all those regular season games, or do you give it to somebody like, say, Brett Brown from the Sixers, who is long suffering while the Sixers rebuilt their roster? Does Brett get a shot if they win, say, 42 games?
Yes. If they win 42 or north of that, I could see Brett Brown winning it. That said, like if Pop manages to win 48 or 50 with Kawhi missing a bulk of the season and
Is he going to miss a bulk of the season?
well,
I think
who
he's-
knows?
Yeah.
Like, and with the roster they have that now, I think that's impressive enough to win it for him again.
Yeah, Pop is kind of like the LeBron get the MVP award. It's like
Right.
Pop's every year. Is there like a younger coach, a dark horse coach that you could see doing it? Like maybe Quinn Snyder? If Utah makes the playoffs without Gordon Hayward?
Now, sure. I mean, I still think it's Pop's to win. I could see Brad Stevens doing it too if the Celtics come out super hot.
How many games does Jeff Hornacek have to win the Coach of the Year award?
Like 45.
Great question from Al Greeley. Who is dunking on Lonzo first?
Lonzo's not going to be down there.
Blake Griffin, night one.
Lonzo's not going to be down.
Lonzo, listen, the Ball family are smart. Give them this. They're canny. They
Yeah.
understand the brand. Lazo's not going to be down there under the rim. He's not
a
going to be
good
down
point.
there,
So you
guys.
think if he's out running on a fast break with somebody and he's last guy back,
if he sees it coming down,
he just
he's
grabs his
gonna
hamstring?
slow up.
Oh no!
He's going to slow up, man.
It'll be like game 25, someone random, Cantor.
He is
someone
not
like
going to
that.
be down there.
Kevin, you got any Coach of the Year predictions for me?
Yeah, so like I said, when it comes to All-Star, you got to consider the voters. I think there's a little Popovich fatigue. I think someone like Brad Stevens could slip in there.
Oh, here we go.
Look, hey, listen.
Here
Hear
we
me
go.
out. Hear me out. He was top 3 last season.
Okay. Yeah.
And this year with a new roster, 10 new players, the narrative is there for people to say, oh, well, he
Right.
took these guys and they were pretty good early, and they got the 1 or 2 seed. So
They call him the president, but what if he was the king?
Juliet, do you have a Coach of the Year? Is it Mike Malone?
My coach of my heart since 2013 has been Mike Malone. I think this is his year.
Yeah.
What did he do to win your heart?
Just give everyone hugs on the sideline when he's in Sacramento.
She really respected the fact that Boogie seemed to respond to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really think that like Boogie could still be in Sacramento if Mike Malone was still there.
And then what was the phrase? Wherever
Wherever I stand with Mike Malone.
yeah. Shay, do you have a Coach of the Year?
Billy Donovan.
Oh!
That's good. I don't
what?
like just for making it work, right?
For making it work, he's got a bunch of new pieces. They're going to be, I think, very good, and it's going to be because of him.
That leads actually to the, I was just going to say executive of the year. We don't have to spend too much time on it, but I was going to say Presti.
Presti.
Yeah.
Presti got Paul George and Carmelo Anthony for a bunch of magic beans.
It's honestly really
that?
it's impressive. Like there's a lot of
Impressive.
there's a lot of it's really just like he did a good job.
He did a good job.
And he has cool glasses.
with executive
They're
of the year,
beautifully designed designer glasses.
What were you going to say about
executive of the year, the other executives vote for it. I wonder if they'll look at that and say, like, come on, like you got fed these guys for
Yeah, but he
Oladipo and
got
someone
the
else.
deals
I know.
done.
I'm just wondering.
yeah.
I'm putting myself in the shoes
Okay.
of the executives. Will they look at somebody else?
That's just like
And
straight up
kind
mad.
of spiteful.
You think they want to vote for like Maury instead?
I don't know. I mean,
Couple of
Who do you think
folks. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I
who's
think it
your
should be
pick?
Presti.
Right, but who do you
Presti's
think
my
will
pick.
win?
Presti, like that's my pick. But I'm playing devil's advocate to myself essentially.
A couple of
What
people.
about
on-
Danny Ainge?
Brad Stevens executive of the year. We got a couple people chiming in about Coach of the Year. Josh asks, is it more likely that Brett Brown wins Coach of the Year or gets replaced mid-season? Beat it. William Marino. Terry could finally win it from the Blazers if the Blazers surprise people. I also think it's possible that Terry Stotts loses his job this year if the Blazers not, say 5-6 games under 500. Things aren't working. They might need a new voice in there.
Haley O'Shaughnessy agrees. That's her trendy pick.
James
nice.
on YouTube, Pop should have won Coach of the Year last year. Jareen, Pop is the Coach of the Year until the end of time, which
Wow,
could be
time-
coming sooner than we think.
Oh, come on.
So,
Come on, Chris.
Wow.
I didn't
There you
do
go.
that.
just
Why'd you have to
like,
do that?
How dare you.
existentially, I don't mean anything specific.
Okay.
Okay, most improved player of the year. You got one for me?
I'll cross my fingers and say LaMarcus. I'm going.
I admire you so much. I really wanted to make a similar move.
I'm going pro LaMarcus this season.
Is that reverse jinx?
No, that's a
a hope.
genuine thing.
He seems so gratified to have gotten this contract extension and to have been able to share his feelings with Popovich.
Yeah, I think that's my guy. If not him, Nurkic. I like him
Okay.
at the
Okay.
Blazers.
You got most improved?
D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
Wow,
That's a
that was
solid
my
pick.
pick.
Good
That's
one.
a solid
Thanks.
pick.
I stole it from Bill, so he knows a lot about that.
Russell's a good one.
Who's your most improved?
Miles Turner. Miles Turner from the Pacers. Opportunity will be there.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to get a lot
That's
of
a good
touches.
point.
Do you
Yeah.
have a secondary one beyond Russell?
No, I like D'Angelo Russell. It's great because the narrative is perfect. The guys who win this award are either they came out of nowhere or they had that disappointing year and then come back from it. It's really a backhanded compliment award.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of
Totally.
suck, but now
Some
you're
pretty
okay.
good players won it, though.
Giannis won this year.
PG won it. Jimmy Butler has won it, right?
He's the out of nowhere narrative.
Yeah.
yeah.
CJ.
Yeah.
CJ.
I have Thon McCurr for
Nice.
most improved player. Thanks, guys. Defensive player of the year. Always hotly contested between 2 or 3 guys.
Dre.
Rudy.
Kawhi.
Draymond.
Rudy.
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 Rudy. Rudy. Yeah. I hope we have a fun Gobert year. I think we will. It's like his team.
Got
So
a couple of
he can talk S.
Yes, he can talk S.
couple of shouts out for most improved player, Norm Powell for most improved.
Yeah, great name.
Miss Guy Dead on YouTube, Nurkic, if healthy, should win most improved.
He's starting, right?
William Moreno, wouldn't it be funny if Joel wins it because he plays more than 40 games? Thank you.
I really want 1 year for the media to vote someone who's like, it's just so insulting to give them most improved. Like, they're like Blake Griffin, most improved or something.
Yeah.
Like
In his 8th year.
yeah. It's like, also, like, due to circumstances beyond his control, like, it's his team now. Like, or like, Mello, great job. You found a new city.
He scored 14 points a game. And shot
But your
40
team
threes.
won, like, a lot.
What do you guys think about? Let's start to talk a little bit about the teams that are going to be great, the teams that are going to go to the finals, teams that are going to go to the conference finals. I think we're all. Well, actually, let's start with you. Are we going to see round 4 Warriors Cavs?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Are we going to have some variance in the conference finals, or do you think it's going to be Boston, Cleveland, and Golden State versus I don't know, whoever it's going to be, San Antonio?
I like Golden State Rockets and I like Boston Cavaliers.
Okay. What do you think?
I got the same thing.
Wow. Okay.
Me too.
Wow.
Me as well.
A predictable sport, guys.
Really? I have Oklahoma City versus Golden State
Okay.
and Wizards Cavs.
Wizard. I actually think that Boston has a legit chance to go to the finals. I was reading Brian Windhorst's
Kevin's
take.
like, or do they have a chance to become Transformers and take over the world?
Windhorst had a really good story today, a couple hours ago, about like Wade coming to Cleveland and his relationship with LeBron, and how it's not great for J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson. And this is a little bit earlier than we get the Cavs' internal drama stories usually. And it's just, I just think at a certain point, it doesn't always just like fall into place.
I guess so, but to me, it's like with all the Cavs drama stories, there's only one person's happiness that matters.
That's true.
It's LeBron.
That's true.
And when LeBron is unhappy, that's when you have to worry. If LeBron looked super happy on that Rachel Nichols interview
did.
with
He did.
Dwayne Wade, so I just feel like all those other guys can be crybabies about. I mean, like J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson are not title winners without LeBron James.
That's what Brian Windhorst said too.
Yes.
I also will say the worst part of the Cavs defense was Kyrie Irving, and he's gone, so that helps.
Shay, Arshad asks on YouTube, is there a
They get
better
a lot of
chance
bad
for
defenders.
Golden State to not be in the finals or Cleveland? So who's the most vulnerable in their conference?
Cleveland for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like Golden State is going to face tough competition. I know that we're all thinking 75-7, and
I agree.
and like they're going to just storm through the playoffs. But
I would love the OKC Golden State Conference Finals. I think that would be. I think that, but that's going to be the second round matchup.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Either way.
That'd be unbelievable.
Either way, the
to watch.
playoffs are going to be fucking nuts.
Yeah, the Western Conference playoffs are going to be brutal.
Yeah.
I love when Billy Donovan pretends to call plays.
That actually brings up a really good thing.
Yeah.
What are the sights? What are the images you can't wait to start seeing again? Like Billy Donovan calling plays.
Billy Donovan, first let's, shouts to Billy Donovan, can't play canner. That was
Doesn't
one
have
of
to
the most
anymore.
iconic things that has ever happened in the NBA.
Yeah.
What about you?
really good.
I'm really looking forward to James Harden's head snapping back when somebody brushes
yeah.
by him in the lane.
That's a fun one. Love watching him like flail his arms
Yeah.
as well. I love when LeBron yells at his own teammates, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to looking forward to him, Tristan and JR, and being like ripping their heads off. Those are pretty fun. Looking forward to Ross dancing. It's been a minute. I wonder with whom he shall dance. I think Paul George could get into that, so I hope they have a nice friendship. Also look forward to Paul George's fishing Instagrams.
Big time
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
Instagrams.
Yes, he's into the pond scene of Oklahoma City per Yahoo's article last week.
I
so.
predict that Harden and Chris Paul will accidentally bump into each other and double flop on each other.
Kevin, any like image, any like thing that you're just like you can't wait to see?
Spurs passing, Warriors passing.
Yeah.
Just look forward to seeing that ball.
That's a
move
good
around.
one. I'm looking forward to seeing Rubio passing on the Jazz. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to Jokic passing. I'm looking for all that stuff.
I'm also like genuinely excited to see how the Wolves go. I'm not
Yeah.
as certain as everyone else that it'll work out great, but I think it'll just be like really fun to watch all season. And I'm like ready for Towns to be the best.
Really looking forward to the first Lakers 5-game win streak when we all lose our minds about could the Lakers challenge the Warriors? Is Luke Walton going straight into the Hall of Fame as a coach? What do you think is like who's the guy on the Spurs you think this season who's like the next Jonathan Simmons, the next Dwayne Dedmon? Where
Murray.
people are like, Murray?
Murray.
We're like, how did Pop find this guy?
He's making the jump this year.
Darren Hillard,
And
no.
I'm so excited. No. My thing I'm looking most forward to, though, besides Mike Breen's bang, is
Dang.
there'll be a game in like mid-November. It's the second quarter.
Yeah.
Not a nationally televised game, and somebody misses a screen, and Pop just goes fucking nuts.
Loses their mind.
It's my favorite thing to watch in the world. Everybody else is confused except for the guy he's yelling at because he knows.
We have a bunch of questions coming in. Griffin from Facebook, is there any hope for the Wizards to make the conference finals? I think so.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely possible.
Who do they beat to get there? They got to beat the Celtics or the
Boston?
Cavs.
They could beat the Cavs.
I think they could beat Boston.
I think they could be both, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
They just have to manage John Wall's minutes better.
They
They're pretty close.
They probably
That's the thing.
outplayed Boston
Yeah.
last year's series. I mean,
The series that they lost?
yeah, the
They
series.
outplayed
Yeah,
them in the series that they lost?
they had a pretty terrific series. I mean, that was pretty even.
So they played great and
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
So how did they beat them then? If they didn't play more great.
Isaiah Thomas transcended, had like this ridiculous 50-plus point game that was like just unreal. I mean, like it took some extreme circumstances for Boston to win that series.
Also,
Yeah.
they had
Like,
a couple
luck's a
collapses
factor.
at the end of games.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just tired. They just
Yeah.
the depth isn't there, and they get
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun.
At Bar Interpol said,
with
is
that.
there any legitimate candidate for Defensive Player of the Year beyond Draymond, Kawhi, and Gobert?
It's a great question.
Is there
Can
really?
Chris Paul
I mean,
win
like-
it? Can Chris Paul win it?
I mean, any defense in Houston would just be no. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm making a lot of fun of Houston.
Are we talking like the
It's a
Robert
bit.
Covington level of defenders, the Andre Robertson levels,
Yeah,
like those
I-
guys?
What about
maybe?
okay, Embiid if he is healthy enough?
Well, can a guard or a small forward win this award? Is it
I
possible?
don't think so.
Because like
If Embiid
I would throw
plays,
Clay in the mix.
what if Embiid plays 68 games and averages almost 4 blocks a game?
Then yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's a big man's award right now in today's
Yeah.
league. And like Draymond has the versatility on his side, Gobert has the rim protection, Embiid maybe he ends up having both.
I mean, Draymond should win every year, even if like Rudy Gobert is
Yeah,
playing
because
great.
he
Because
guards so many
he's not a
positions.
big man,
Yeah.
and yours
he's
is the big
just-
man's
he's
award.
just
Yeah.
incredible.
On Twitter, Zavi Fafi says, which coach is in the hottest seat?
Oh man.
Doc?
Doc. Yeah, Jinx.
So Doc, you think Doc could get fired mid-season?
Why not?
Yeah.
The best move the
That would
Ballmer
be
could
so
make
much
is
fun.
give Doc an ultimatum: is trade Austin or trade your job. You're leaving here with
so
Austin's
mean.
trade papers or your ID
He
card.
would go like this for 1 second, then he'd be like,
Pick up the phone.
"Get my son in here."
You think so? Yeah. I think so. Anybody else on the hot seat? I think Stan's a little bit on the hot seat.
Oh yeah, he's
Got a lot of power.
Is
out
he?
there.
Can you get fired from both of those at one time?
I think it would
Yeah.
just be like, this isn't working out, full stop.
Right.
You know?
Seems hard to make that change in the middle of the
But that's like
season.
a mortal wound. That's why Doc is a great choice because it's like, his leg has already been amputated.
I would say Coach Bud, but the stakes are so low for the Hawks that I don't know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really matters.
One thing that's sort of worth keeping an eye out is Jason Kidd. And I know that this is weird, but like, because there's like always
a good
a sort
one.
of fluctuation of who has the power in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But Kidd is not, he's a little prickly, right? Like, and he's had issues with management above him. There's been rumors about how he wants to have more of a say in personnel.
Yep.
They had one GM left with Hammond going to Orlando, right?
Yeah.
So I think that if things don't work out for the Bucks, there's a lot of expectations. I don't know. I could see something happening there.
Chris Vernon said the same thing. He feels the same way, and I'm like, dude, for real, like Kid's a pretty good coach. But you're right. Like the power dynamics are something that are often
Yeah, and I think
overlooked.
anytime that there's just a ton of expectations on a team, and there are owners, or maybe think like, I expect us to be top 3 seed right now.
I don't think, but do they really expect that? Like, they're a 4 or 5 seed for sure. And if they do that, who's really disappointed? I mean, Giannis is the truth. Everybody else is like, they're still looking for that
I'll put it
secondary
this way.
star.
If Stotts and if the Blazers play Blazers basketball,
Okay.
people can be like, Stotts did a great job. If they're a couple of games below that, it's like, he has a cool playbook, he has this creative offensive mind. If these guys don't perform up to like at least what we are all expecting to be, the 4 or 5 seed, if they're in the 6 or 7 or fighting to get into the playoffs, I wonder whether Kidd would bear the brunt of like the blame for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're extenuating circumstances, but I can see that happening. But I just feel like there's not that much pressure on the Bucks.
Another question. This one's a good one for Kevin because we were just talking about Isaiah Thomas a few minutes ago. Arshad asks, what % of last year's production does Isaiah Thomas need to achieve to give Cleveland a chance against Golden State in the finals?
Wow.
So imagine healthy Isaiah comes back whenever he does after Christmas at some point. and let's say he's playing what percentage of Isaiah do we need to get for
Like 90%,
Yeah,
I'd say, like
more.
a pretty high percentage.
I mean, they're going to shred him on defense.
Yeah, and
He's-
that's
yeah,
the issue. Is
Kyrie.
I mean, hopefully he's even available. If
Yeah.
the opportunity's there for them, because LeBron can't do it all by himself.
Well, that brings us to tonight. Isaiah, unfortunately, will not be playing tonight. That would have been one of the huge storylines tonight in Cleveland versus Boston. It's the first game of the 2017 NBA season, 2017-18 NBA season. But let's talk a little bit about this Cleveland game. LeBron is playing. Hopefully we'll... What?
Shocker? Like, duh.
Yeah, but I think it was... I mean, it's fine, but I thought even if he didn't play, he would be like, this is beneath me. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's the first game.
Either way, it would have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you... Like, you have any predictions for this evening? What do you think happens the first time Kyrie and LeBron get switched on to one another?
I think the Celtics win this game and everybody goes nuts, and then they lose to 5 in the playoffs to the Cavs.
So you think that the Celtics will win the game?
I think
Everybody's
so.
like, oh, is there a new power
think
in the
that's
East?
right.
I think they're going to win that game, and then LeBron is going to make some offhanded, like, regular season comment.
Uh-huh.
Like, congrats on the win, guys.
Yes, he was great. Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for.
What about you? What are you looking forward to tonight?
I think Cleveland wins tonight. I don't know. That's just the feeling I have. And I hope they do. I just want maximum drama. Whatever makes things the most interesting is what I'm hoping for.
How do you think those guys will greet each other tonight?
They won't, I think.
No, they'll do it dap. They'll do it dap.
I don't know.
So Kevin and Russ always dapped each other like
They'll
that.
do it like that, yeah.
But did Kevin and Russ always say, like, shake hands or no?
I don't-
think the first time they didn't.
I think they did not.
They did not the first time.
And I think if they don't, it's not because of LeBron, it's because of Kyrie.
Yes, that's right.
I think full embrace.
That's
They're gonna
right.
hug.
Full embrace.
Hug. Yeah, and Cleveland wins.
Wow.
Interesting. What makes you think the full embrace? I mean, they've been pretty frosty with each other.
I don't know. I just have a feeling.
The kid.
PR-wise,
You know what the
looks
power
good
move
for both
is?
sides.
Full embrace, and you hold it for
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
So Fredo hug.
Yeah.
I knew it was you. Couple of questions here. We're looking for ones about Boston. Well, I mean, the thing about this game tonight that is fascinating is also just the secondary players who moved, like a Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing what he feels like going back to Boston, where I feel like, did he ever really feel particularly appreciated in Boston, you think?
No, never, because people cheered for Gordon Hayward, and,
Right.
he was really salty about it.
Jay
So now they never
Crowder.
did.
Jay Crowder was like the free video games they give you when you buy a video game console.
I'm kind of excited to see Wade play.
Yeah.
He looked good during preseason. I'm just curious how real that is.
Yeah, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, all the oldsters. I'm
So
kind of
weird.
excited.
What a weird team.
Very strange.
We can go back to social and take some of your questions here. If healthy, could the 76ers take out the Celtics in round one? You can be honest. You can be honest. And this is not from me.
No, they couldn't.
Yeah, why not?
That's ridiculous.
If they're healthy,
No. Come on.
Yeah, they could. If Joel Embiid is playing
Yes,
30,
you
30,
guys-
30
you guys are
if
really
Joel
out of your
Embiid
mind.
is playing 37 minutes per game in the playoffs,
If he's playing
and
180
and he's,
minutes.
and that's the thing, if
You
they're
might
healthy,
say like if the sun like goes supernova and like
oh, if there's
expands
an
into a
Embiid
phoenix,
eclipse,
like that's not. Come on,
if we have an
that's
Embiid
not
eclipse,
going to happen.
but that's if they're healthy.
It's not going to
That
happen.
was the question.
Ryan Barnhart from Facebook says Billy Donovan should be on the hot seat.
Ooh,
With
wow.
all those star players, he should be expected
No
to at
way.
least make
It's
the
hard to
conference
do it.
finals.
Yeah, how do you
Not
put a
the
guy
first
on the
year.
hot seat who doesn't even get to call his own
So
plays?
here's I only think that one thing that could happen is if there is a player revolt. If they're just like, this guy's playbook is not
Right. Well, no. The playbook.
the
The playbook
question-
is Russ. What do you want to do?
Yeah, but the question, I guess, would be who do you replace somebody like Billy Donovan with? Like, who's a guy who doesn't have a job right now?
David Blatt.
I don't think so.
Like Jeff Van Gundy, but Jeff Van Gundy,
Jeff Gundy, he
like,
would never
reportedly
take that.
wants
He would never take that.
Mark Jackson.
Mark
Yeah,
Jackson
that's
for
actually
Kobe.
a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, because Mark Jackson as a point guard would be like, all right, Russ, what do you want to do?
Yeah. You call your own shot.
Right.
Which high-profile acquisition will be traded by All-Star break?
Oh, good question. So a new player on a new team.
Carmelo.
Wow!
Carmelo.
Okay.
That's my plan. He's going to shoot it 2 times in a row, and Russ is going to be like,
Get him out of here.
get him.
Get Cantor back.
Wow. Man, I gotta really think about
Butler?
it. No.
No way.
No, Tibbs wouldn't trade him.
How about Boogie? Like if
Yeah.
Pelican's
that's
having
a
a
good
bad
one.
year and it looks like Boogie might walk, and then you take what you can get.
What do you think?
The boogie one is good. Cantor.
I think
he'll be fun in New York. I think you'll enjoy having him.
you think he'll go to Central
I
Park.
think we were just making
Yes,
that
he probably
definition
will
for
go to
a
Central Park.
profile.
I think if the Thunder guys, I mean, the big concern would be if Paul George makes it known that he's not going to resign, and let's say they are struggling, that they never get to click, they don't have depth, maybe they suffer an injury to Russ or Carmelo, and it's just really going poorly, and Paul's like, I'm out at the end of the season. They're going to have to get something for him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the danger there is like Paul. They can really like mess with Paul's trade value by just like not playing him that much. And I don't know.
People know how good Paul George is.
Do they?
Couple more questions and we can get out of here. Marky Mark 913. If the Wolves underperform, is Tibbs' seat getting hot?
I was thinking about that. I don't know. It's similar to Stammen. Like he's so much power there.
Yeah.
It's hard to like extricate from that in the middle of the
They're
season.
too early in the process of
I agree with that.
that whole thing.
You're like a year and a half away from that. Like maybe midway through 2018-19, maybe.
And there's also Minnesota they have a tradition of hanging on a little too long, so he could really like S the bed, and I think they give him another season.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up so folks can get ready to watch this game. For Kevin O'Connor, Juliet Littman, Shea Serrano, and Jason Concepcion, I'm Chris Ryan. Thanks to everybody who's worked so hard on NBA Previewpalooza. Shout out to Cahill, shout out to Gallagher, shout out to everybody, Colin, Sean, you, Pat, Paolo, everybody, Joanne, Ada. Thank you guys. Enjoy the season.